Jeremiah 12:5 is. So let's talk about what's happening in Jeremiah 12. Y'all know we get to this point where we over it. We are over it, and we tired of seeing everybody else who don't love God progress. We tired of seeing us not advance, so we get in that moment where we start lamenting, we start complaining, we start like, God, what's up? Like, don't you see me? I'm out here doing it. Or maybe it's just me, because I am quick to say, look at all the things I'm doing, God. Why they ain't taking off yet? That's me. Why is someone who don't even love you doing something similar to what I'm doing and they didn't take off? What's going on? That's what's going on in Jeremiah, right? So context, Jeremiah is complaining about all the things we complain about when we mad, right? So we're just going to slow walk through this chapter just a tinch until we get to Jeremiah 5. So Jeremiah 12, verse 1-4, let's go slow walk through it. Jeremiah saying this to God. You are always righteous, Lord. Verse 1, you are always righteous, Lord, when I bring a case before you. Yet I would speak with you about your justice, right? Why does the way of the wicked prosper? Why do all the faithless live at ease? So basically, Jeremiah mad, right? He upset. He like, God, you are good. You're righteous, I know, but your justice, that math ain't mathing. Because why does the wicked prosper and the faithless live at ease? And he's saying, like, I don't feel like you're being just towards me. I don't feel like you're being fair towards me. Jeremiah wants to know why people who don't serve God are getting the upper hand. God, I'm doing all this for the kingdom, but everybody else prospering, I don't see why they're getting the upper hand. What is going on here? And he's saying, and why don't they have as much turmoil as I have, right? Because I'm struggling to serve you. I'm struggling to live holy. I'm struggling to live righteous. But these folks out here who don't serve you, who don't love you, they go to bed at night. They got the easy life, right? They prospering, they getting money. They got money. They ain't worried about nothing. They going on vacation. They going on trips. But I'm over here trying to serve you and do the right thing. But I'm in turmoil. That's a real place. And so we see Jeremiah having this very transparent moment with God, because before in chapter 11, there was, God calls him to do this thing, to talk to Israel about altars they erected again. They always erecting some altar. He's talking to them, and he's bringing a word of condemnation against them. And he's saying, like, because y'all have, what is it in verse 11? Because y'all have served other gods, then there's a famine about to hit the earth. And God tells Jeremiah, don't even pray for them, because I told them not to do it. So y'all know there are certain things in the Bible that we can pray against. When God reveals to prophets, there are certain things that we can pray against to kind of turn the will of God. But then there are things where he's like, don't even pray to me about it, because I've given y'all enough time and I'm sick of y'all. That's one of those moments that Jeremiah just came out of in Jeremiah 11. And then as a result of him obeying God and being honest, they launch an attack against them. Y'all know how it is. Just like they launched the attack against Gideon because he broke down their altars to Baal and Asherah. Well, in Jeremiah, they mad at him and they launch an attack, but God told him about the attack. So now he had battle fatigue. Let's just say that. Jeremiah has battle fatigue, normal. You've been fighting, you tired, you have battle fatigue. You are getting worn out, and the enemy wants that. You're getting worn out because you're fighting and you're tired, and it's normal, right? So then in verse 2, Jeremiah continues, you have planted them, and they have taken root. They grow and bear fruit. You are always on their lips, but their hearts are far, but you are always on their lips, but far from their hearts. So Jeremiah is saying, look, they don't even serve you like I do, but they're out here thriving, and I'm out here struggling, right? So they say they love you, but they're practicing mixture, or they're practicing unto other gods, and their hearts are far from you. But God, my heart is right towards you. My heart is upright towards you. right? And I'm struggling. And it doesn't make sense when the wicked is making headways and the righteous are held back. Verse 3, he says, yet you know me, Lord. You see me and test my thoughts about you. Drag them off like sheep to be butchered. Set them apart for the day of slaughter. So Jeremiah here is saying, look, you and I have a relationship, God. I know you know my heart. I know you know the inward parts of me. And you know how much I love you. But I think they need to be punished. They need to be punished. And as a matter of fact, don't just punish them. They need to be killed because they don't love you. They're not upholding the statutes. They're not making the sacrifices. They're not doing the things that you have commanded us to do. And they're not living upright before you. And they're not doing all these things, right? I feel like you should punish them and you should kill them. Jeremiah is pressed. And we get pressed too sometimes. But Jeremiah is pressed because he's like, yo, like, basically what's not being said here is I could be doing what they doing and prospering too. But I'm up here trying to live holy and you not even punishing them. Why you ain't punishing them? Because I'm trying to do the right thing so I don't get punished. But you're not even punishing them. Verse 4, he says, how long will the land lie parched and the grass in every field be withered? Because those who live in it are wicked, the animals and birds have perished. Moreover, the people are saying, he will not see what happens to us. So Jeremiah is saying, basically, the earth is suffering because they're flourishing, right? These wicked folks, they out here flourishing, they're enacting laws, they're doing all these things. And because they have advanced and they have an advantage over us who are doing the right thing, the earth and the land is suffering. How long will you allow the land to be desolate because of wicked folks? Like if you just punish them, then the land can come back and thrive and flourish. But why won't you? Basically, we're threatening a famine because of them. And how do I know that they are threatening a famine? Because it says the animals and the birds have perished. What y'all think they was eating? So the land is not yielding fruit. So they can't, the crops ain't growing. The animals and the birds are dead. They're threatening a famine, right? And Jeremiah is equating this to wickedness. He's equating this to people who don't love God being in positions of power, being in positions where they can enact laws, you know, all the things. They out here having a great time and he over here suffering. You know what I'm saying? He not feeling that. So here's the teaching, right? And it's only like 5 minutes. Jeremiah 12:5. This is what God says. And this is for you. Jeremiah 12:5, God says, if you have raced with men on foot and they have worn you out, how can you compete with horses? If you stumble in safe country, how will you manage in the thickets by the Jordan? I like it in the Living Bible. The Living Bible gives me a better translation. It says, the Lord replied to me, if racing with mere men, these men of Anath, have wearied you, how will you race against horses, against the king, his court, and all his evil priests? If you stumble and fall on open ground, what will you do in Jordan's jungle? So this is your encouragement. This is your correction. This is your admonition. This is how I need you to think about it in this moment where we just went through Nehemiah being hazed by the enemy and all these things. When we put Nehemiah's story and the enemy's tactics against God's response to Jeremiah, we see something very important. We see that God is saying, I hear you, but if you're tired on this level, how do you expect to race with the horses? That's the next level. So if racing with men on foot, where you're equal, is wearing you out, how will you perform on the next level? Because if you go on that level, you will not win the race. But let's not stop there, because the reason why I need you to build and be strengthened on this level, because after the horses comes the king. If you can't race with mere men, and you can't race with horses, you don't get to the strength up to race with the horses, you will never race against the king. And what comes after the king? His court. What comes after the court? His evil priests. All of these levels, if you can't get past this first level, if you're weary, if you're complaining, if you're tired on this level, you will never get to the next levels. And this level is just, it says mere men. What it says? Mere men. That means that this ain't even the hard stuff. If this level is exhausting you, you're not going to survive on the level after that with the horses. You're definitely not going to beat the king. You're definitely not going to get past his court. You're not going to get past the evil priest either. This level, y'all, this level where the enemy is trying to intimidate you not to get past. You know what's on the other side of you winning? The next level. You know what's waiting for you on the next level? The horses. You want to know what's waiting for you on level 3? The king. You want to know what's waiting to oppose you on level 4? His court. You want to know what's waiting to oppose you on level 5? The evil priests. You win this level to get to fight for the next, to get to fight on the next level. Every battle you win the ability to go into the battle on the next level. It doesn't stop. It does not stop. You keep advancing, you keep going. But if you don't defeat the enemies, the mere men on this level, the minions, the foot soldiers, the ones that are low level, low ranking, you're never going to get to that next level. Not never. And I know that's not even proper English, but you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. Right? He also is saying, if you stumble and fall on open ground, you have a lot of ground on this level. You got a lot of ground. You're covering a lot of ground, right? It's clear. It's open. You don't got a lot. You got clear way. Q2, you got clear. You're clear for takeoff. If you stumble and fall in this open season, how you think you're going to progress in the jungle? But you thought you were going to go to the beach. The next field, the next battlefield is the jungle. You know what's in the jungle? You don't know. Oh. So what you gonna do? You gonna stay and fight in this open field and stumble and fall? You gonna stay and let the mere horsemen, the mere men defeat you? Or you gonna say, all right, I'm gonna pass this level. I got what it takes, and I'm gonna keep advancing, and I'm gonna take the terrain of the jungle. Y'all know what them people's in the Bible? Give me my mountain. Give me the land. I don't care what's in it. If God called me to it and said I could have it, it's mine. But if you don't build on this level, if you don't advance past level 1, you're not going to level 2. Level 2 is where you want to be. Everything within you wants to be at the next level, the highest level that God has ordained for you to go. You were wired for the highest level. But if you struggle to get through past level 1, how will you ever get to the last level? Because these are mere horsemen. These are mere men you're fighting. Mere men. It's the mere part for me. It's the mere part for me. Pure and simple. That's what mere means. Pure and simple. Nothing more and nothing less. Nothing less. Just average. Pure and simple. Average. If you can't get past the average resistance, Nehemiah, Noah, whoever, insert your name here. If you can't get with the average, get past the average resistance, how will you ever run with the horses? Because they're way faster than mere men. Are they not? Then you have a king to fight. Because you don't think you think those principalities finna let you go ahead and advance. You think those powers, those kings, the kingdoms of the world are gonna let you advance without a fight? You think that the court, the king's court, right? The soldiers basically that are employed under him, under whoever it is you called to advance past, you think they're gonna let you go without a fight? Or what about the it says his evil priests? Evil priests. Spiritual darkness. The ones praying, voodoo, hoodoo, Santeria. How you gonna get past them? You struggling to build what I told you to build. You struggling with the warfare from mere men. How will you advance if you're struggling here?